Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I want to talk with you about something that recently happened during training. Hang on, let me take these out. It's really hard having double plugs in, but when you're shooting around barriers, you've got to protect yourself from the blowback, and the sound that comes off those barriers is vicious. It'll go right through hearing protection and get you. I was in training, I don't know, about a week or so ago, and one of the guys in the class goes, he says to me, "You need to shoot faster." And I'm like, wait a minute. Dude, you're literally half my, in fact, no, I'm sorry, he's less than half my age. And I need to shoot faster? And I thought, okay, that's a video. Here's the premise. People that say you need to shoot faster don't understand that every round that you loose, you literally need to think of it as that is a potential lawsuit. Now, September 3rd, 2020, there are good, God-fearing people being murdered in the streets by thugs who will assume and shoot first rather than open dialogue and try to figure out who you are. So don't you think that you probably ought to be much better at actually hitting an intended target than just shooting faster? I'm going to do my best to not let this video turn into a rant, but in the last several months I have rubbed shoulders with people who are part of what I call the Go Fast crowd, and in many instances, it is a matter of the gun comes out and the shooting begins before. I see it all the time, guys, because remember, I videotape and then I spend days, if not weeks, editing video, and I see people drawing a gun and they're already on the trigger right here. And it basically turns into pop, 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 ding, 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 ding. And they don't realize that A, people that have these types of earphones, the really good ones, the originals, can actually hear miss, hit. Yay, okay? In your mind, you were doing a whole lot of hitting, when in reality, you're actually missing. Those 2 rounds that you think are inconsequential, that just went into the berm, but you focused on the 4, 5, or 6 rounds of awesomeness that you sent down range and actually hit the steel. Well, those 2 rounds that you missed hit a 5-year-old in the face, 50 or 75 yards down range. Every once in a while, I have to drag the subject matter out, and I have to make this real for a lot of people. Guys, there are men who are 15, 20, I think one is almost 30 years my senior. And the truth that comes out of their mouth slays me sometimes and makes me go, how did I not know that yet? And it's because I've chosen to allow myself to sit at the knee of a mentor and learn and listen. What I am consistently seeing, and what I just saw on my own social media just a few days ago, is people that I've trained with that have seen my level of dedication calling me out on things. And I just so badly want to go, I want to openly say to them, I will not allow you to turn me into the Viking that you are. I refuse to be dragged into the pit where the mud starts flying. Guys, aim more, shoot less. Be responsible for every round that you launch. Did you hear a single round not make contact? Because every round that I fired had a distinct ding to it, right? I do not purport to be Mr. Awesome Sauce, because I know that I'm not. But the trend that I have been seeing, and I was hoping it was just going to be kind of a little thing that just went away, it's building. It's actually picking up momentum. I'm seeing people drawing guns and blazing rounds as fast as they can, and they think they're actually hitting everything, but in reality a few of those rounds are just going down range and they're missing. And either they're not seeing them, maybe they're not seeing them because there's such a massive blast plume in front of them that they're literally not seeing them, or maybe their hearing protection is so cheap they're not hearing them, or maybe they're just convincing themselves that as long as they're hitting near the end of the magazine, they're good to go. With all honesty, forget lawsuit, okay? I mean, At a previous time, right up until just 3 weeks ago in America, I would have said, you know what, you're going to have to worry about a lawsuit. Now, you're actually going to have to worry about you fired and you missed, and that jackwang that you fired at continued in your direction, and he ended up hitting one of your loved ones, and then he hit you. Because you drew so fast and started shooting that you didn't actually have the shot that you needed before you got on that trigger and started shooting at him, and he got all the shots that he needed on you, and he took you out. Guys, I've been preaching this for a while. For those of you that laughed at me when I put up videos of vehicle defense, wow, look at where we are in America now. People are being attacked in their vehicle by armed thugs. But everyone thought it was funny to laugh at me and punch me in the nose. But now you're paying attention. Guys, wake up. Aim more, shoot less. Like I said earlier, guys, I do not want to allow this video to turn into me standing here pontificating and yelling at you. But I'm still seeing people in this present time, immediately right now, September 2020, who are just not getting it. Guys, wake up. The enemy is already here, and now he's shooting. Pay attention to what you're doing with your firearms, because guess what? You no longer have the time or the ammunition to go hit the range like you used to. Now, that little bit of ammo and that little bit of time that you have to hit the range, you better make it worth your while. Slow repetitions. You have to know what it feels like to get your gun up and level and see your front sight or your optic. You have to know what it is to be able to take that shot. And guys, I'll tell you right now, you notice that there are low and right shots on that target? I had what I thought was a consistent clear sight here, and yet I've got low and right shots. Why? Because I'm a lefty. As lefties, we tend to do this. We tend to push the gun and pull the gun down when we pull the trigger, which is why I've got low and right hits. Guys, I get sucked in on this all the time, and I've got tens of thousands more rounds than the majority of you out there, and I get sucked in on this constantly. And today, as I've been out here filming, I have dealt with sun, clouds, rain, sun, clouds, rain, over and over and over and over. There are some days where I come out here and I literally come out here, set up, and it starts raining. And I sit in the van and I wait. And I ultimately get rained out and I drive away. And other days I come out here, I mow all this by hand. Other days I come out here and I mow this. And literally I mow it and have just enough time to put the mower back away, and then it starts raining again. And I pack up and I drive home. It's a 30-minute drive out here. But in the middle of work and school and all the things that I've got going on in my life, I come out here and I practice, and I practice, and I practice. Guys, I know that those of you that dialogue with me on my channel have recognized that I really am brutally honest with you about my shortcomings and about the things that you need to know. Guys, we are way past real in America. Everything that I've been talking about, and others like me that have been talking about for years, vehicle defense, home defense, personal defense, clearing your garment, getting that pistol up straight and level, pulling the trigger, finding your front sight post, working through the recoil, finding your next shot before you take off again, making sure your bullets actually did their job before you start moving again. All these little things, now they're all coming to fruition in reality. Here we are. September 2020, here we are. People are being murdered in the streets in America, all because America's racist. No, America's not racist. And by the way, America's not racist. I'm Puerto Rican, okay? I've dealt with racism in America. My girlfriend, I'll leave you with this. My girlfriend's father, years ago, I went to him, I asked permission to date his daughter. I literally said, sir, I would like your permission to court your daughter. He was so impressed that I would do that. He said yes. Right up until he found I was a dirty little Hispanic. And I couldn't figure out how in the world that suddenly went off the rails that fast. All of a sudden, because he found out that I was Puerto Rican, all of a sudden he treated me like a piece of trash. For no reason other than just because I was Puerto Rican. But you know what? And by the way, he threatened me with a firearm. And by the way, well, I'll leave that one out. I do not, for 1 second, think that that moop has anything to do with the rest of America. America's not racist. And yet here we are killing each other over the notion, over the belief that America's racist. America's not racist. As always, guys, God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one.